when you were in L.A. or any other places, did you ever get to the Hollywood Canteen?
No, I never did. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I did. Yeah, pool tables and all. Yeah.
Okay.
When I got back to the States, we came back on a ship. Our crew did. I mean, I did. I don't know how the other guy. We got all separated at that time, and we got on a USS Mount Vernon. It used to be the luxury liner of Washington. Yeah. Before that. So we landed in Newport News, Virginia. Yeah. Aboard ship. You know, that was weird.
Yeah.
That's the way they shipped guys at that time. You know. And I was hoping I'd get a chance to fly back somehow, but I didn't. Anyway, that happened to a lot of us. There were about 2,000 wounded guys on board also. And so there were about 30 of us ex-gunners that had volunteered to do mess duty or KP aboard ship. So we were at sea for about 8 or 9 days. And the war was still on in Europe for a little while, about a month and a half. And so when we landed there, we were only there at Camp Patrick Henry, I think it was. Well, that would be obvious. For just overnight. And they had told us that we might be there as long as a week or so. But we were there only overnight. They loaded us, guys that were headed for the Northwest, to Fort Lewis. So there were about 30 of us that got into this. We got a Pullman car instead of a troop car. And boy, we had a ball coming across the country. I spent the rest of my time in here in Stateside while the Pacific War was just getting really wound up and all getting tough. By the time I got, they started talking about the point system to get out of the service.
Yeah.
Well, it was 85 when it started, and I had 84 points. And I thought, dang it, I missed it by 1. So a lot of us wanted to get out after we were done, you know.
Right.
And then they lowered it to 80 about a month later. So I said, well, the fall quarter starts at the University of Washington. And I wanted to get into forestry. I never did finish forestry, but I got into engineering otherwise. And so that's just the way it ended up. But I had a good time down in California all this time.
Do you remember anything about the Hollywood Canteen, or?
Yeah, a little bit. They had stars there that would come there to entertain. I never did see Bob Hope, for instance.
Okay.
But
do you remember who you saw at the canteen, or who was playing that night? Oh, I know Francis. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not sure about Betty Grable. But, well, you know, most of us guys were pretty young. We were always interested in the women
Right.
people at that time. And then I don't know if Jimmy Stewart was, you know, he was one of the guys that actually never said a hell of a lot, but he ended up being a bomber commander.
Yeah.
Clark Gable, I don't know what the heck he did. He was in the service too, but he, I don't think he ever really saw any combat. Stewart did.
Yes.
So I began to have a lot of judgments about people that were famous for some reason or another, but there were a lot of of good ones and a lot of not so good.
Yeah.
But those are my opinion, so
Yeah.
I'm not trying to preach that to anybody.
Now what?
You asked, I thought
Yeah. What did you do after the war?
I worked in petrochemical. I was a piping designer on refineries and petrochemical plants, laying out the pipe, a large welded pipe, catalytic crackers, reformer furnaces, things like this, heat exchangers. I worked for a company in California called CF Braun and Company. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but they were like Bechtel Corporation. Bechtel or Fluor. Well, Bechtel now, not the people in it so much, but they're into this stuff in Iraq that's going on.
Yeah.
Their bodies are a little longer now, I think.
Yeah. Now, did you work on the restoration of the B-17 that they were restoring down here in the hangar?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you do? What did you do there?
Well, it was literally torn apart. Because it had been a borate bomber for a while, it never left the States. The airplane that's down there at the Museum of Flight, it's about a mile down the road in a hangar, right next to a B-29.
All right.
You remember the B-29 that used to be by the out here?
Yeah.
And that one, they moved it over there.
Okay.
And it sat out in the weather for that B-29 for probably, I don't know, at least 4 or 5 or 6 years. I don't know how it got there. I think that belongs to the military.
Here we go.
Dizzy after that, and then when the fighter attacks came, well, if they were individual, it wasn't so bad, but they did this company front attack where they'd get wingtip to wingtip.
Yeah.
6 to 8 of them, all firing, and then another wave right behind them, just stacked up like a swarm of bees,
Yeah.
and they'd all start firing. That happened on October 7th when we lost 8 out of 12.
Right.
Out of our group.
They were like sharks in a feeding frenzy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the time, I thought for a minute I was going to get scared as hell. Well, I was scared. But you overcome that. You sort of, something inside of you just, I don't know what it is. But then when we got back to briefing, not briefing, but interrogation. People call it debriefing, and I hate that. It was interrogation is what they called it then. Because they asked questions. What happened, blah, blah, blah. And we had bottles of Jack Daniels and whatever on the table. That's the first time I ever saw it in the open military where you'd see booze on the table.
Right.
And anyway, at that time when I started talking to this interrogating officer, who was probably a second lieutenant or something, and now all of a sudden my hands just started going like this.
Yeah.
And it caught up with me, and I couldn't think straight.
Yeah. Like just
About the time that they sent, I think it was right after that they sent our crew for a rest leave. They used to call it flak leave or something, but they sent you for about a week to on the other side of England.
Yeah.
A place called Southport, I think that's where it was. And after that, came back and finished finished the rest of them. 26 more.
Wow.
27 more.
Yeah.